Hi friends, Evolving Guys here. Welcome back to the channel. Today is another Master Set Monday video in our series of working towards a master set of Twilight Masquerade, the current Pokemon card set. We've got Shrouded Fable coming up in now a little more than a month. And we're getting a little bit to the end of our Twilight Masquerade, at least the formal part of our challenge. This is part number 5. So if you haven't watched the other videos, you can go back and check those out. But just a reminder, what we're doing here is we're working towards a master set by opening packs from different kinds of products. With Temporal Forces, we opened a booster box case. So we opened 6 booster boxes. And we thought we'd switch it up with Twilight Masquerade just for kind of science, I guess, to compare what we're going to get out of a different product to see how pull rates look and that sort of thing. So for Twilight Masquerade, we decided to buy a case of sleeved booster packs, which works out, it's 144 sleeve boosters. It works out to the equivalent of 4 booster boxes worth of packs. You can see here we paid a little under $400 for that, which works out to $2.74 per pack, which is a good pack price. That's actually the same to the penny. That's the same pack price we paid for our booster box case of Temporal Forces. That was $600 for 6 booster boxes. So it's roughly $100 for every 36 packs is how it's kind of working out. So we've already opened these 144 sleeved booster packs, and the results of that is in episodes 1 through 4. So every week we do an update. We open another 36 packs and add that to our totals. So this is week number 5, and we knew that when we got through these 144, we were going to have a decision to make about what we were going to open next. And I decided that we would open a build and battle display. One reason I chose this is because I like to collect the promo packs inside, and also the promos inside are promos for the Scarlet and Violet promo series. And so I'd like to collect, I like one loose card to put in my promo card binder. And then I actually like to collect one sealed pack. And so opening 10 of these is one way to get to kind of check that box. But then also you get 4 packs per build and battle kit, a total of 40 additional packs. So it's a little bit more than you get in a booster box. You can see here we paid with taxes and shipping, we paid a little under $150 for this booster display. Again, about I value the promo packs at about $5 per pack. That's what I resell them for, the ones I don't need. And so really you're still, I think, basically paying $100 to $110 in this case for 40 packs. So we're getting a few extra packs. And so I still think on a price per pack basis, it's not a bad product, but that's only if you value the promo cards that come in those pre-release, those kind of mini pre-release decks. So in any case, today we're reporting on what did we get out of these 40 packs? What did we get out of this set? I did a kind of a box break opening. I opened this product and I'll review this product on the channel separately in one of our Teaching Tuesday videos. So if you want to just understand like what's in this product and how I feel about it as a valuable, as a value, then you can check that video out. And again, for point of comparison, as far as the Master Set Challenge goes overall, Twilight Masquerade is a little bit more expensive set. I mean, it's driven a lot, of course, by the chase cards. There's several really valuable chase cards in this set, but I double checked the price mid-June most recently, and it was still around $930 to buy all the singles for this set. So far, we invested the original $400 for the boosters, the case of sleeve boosters, and then we've added $150 for the build and battle display. So we're sitting at about $550, and I'll talk about that stuff toward the end of today's video. But you can see that we've only spent in the sealed product that we've purchased and opened, we've only spent about half of what it would take to fill out a whole master set. So what did we get in these 40 packs from the build and battle display? Well, we had 17 hits across the 40 packs, which is what we would kind of expect. We've been getting between 13 and 16 hits per 36 packs. And so, this is 4 extra packs. And so I would expect, I would hope for more than 16 hits. We ended up with 17. It could have been higher, I suppose. So it's kind of a good news. I would say it's a kind of a good news, bad news situation with what we pulled from this. So 17 hits, it's strong. You can see here what we pulled. I think that's the good news is pretty decent. I think pretty consistent pull rates. I'm a believer that, different products don't have different pull rates. And so far our experience in opening stuff has kind of borne that out. I think you're expecting with Temporal Forces and Twilight Masquerade, you're expecting between 13 and 16 hits per 36 packs. So again, we opened 40 packs. We got a little bit more than that. That's kind of what I would expect in general, kind of in rough sense. But then there's the question of what we pulled. And this is where it's maybe the more of the bad news situation. 8 of our 17 hits were double rares. And so we're pulling a lot of double rares. And if you watch Danny Phantom and his channel, he is of the opinion that Pokemon, starting with Paradox Rift and especially with Temporal Forces and Twilight Masquerade, has really tweaked its formula to have more double rares because, I mean, he points out that in early Scarlet and Violet sets, you were just as likely or even more likely in some cases to pull a special illustration rare or hyper rare than you were any particular double rare, in part because there are more double rare cards. And so just the way it all works out, if you want to kind of dive deep into that, he's got several videos talking about pull rates. But it does seem like, almost half of our hits were double rares, which is, again, that's fine if you're building a master set because you need those cards. But it's not exciting when you're trying to get value back or trying to chase those exciting hits. We did pull 2 A-Spec cards. Unfortunately, there aren't any super valuable A-Spec cards in this particular set, and so it's nice to pull those. And I think I would say, and we'll talk about pull rates in just one second, but I think 2 is about what I would expect. We only had 2 illustration rares out of these 40 packs, which is a little lower than I might expect. We did have 4 ultra rares, which is probably more on par. We did not pull a special illustration rare, which is always like what you're hoping for, right? Is like in any 36 packs or so. I'll show you our pull rates, our updated pull rate data in a second, but no special illustration rares. You can see there on the picture, we did pull 1 hyper rare, and we were sort of lucky. That really saved us. I'll go on to this next slide here. We pulled the Buddy Buddy Poffin. So, up to that point, we had not pulled anything of value at all. The Unfair Stamp was the most valuable card out of our 17 hits until we pulled the Buddy Buddy Poffin. So we were lucky there that we pulled, of all the hyper rares to pull, we pulled that one. So that's the number 8 most valuable card in the set. So, again, I'd rather pull a special illustration rare, but if we're going to pull something in the hyper rare category, we pulled that. You can see, though, when it comes to value of what we pulled, definitely by a long shot, the Buddy Buddy Poffin most valuable. Then it drops way down to Unfair Stamp around $7. And then from there, a couple of the ultra rares you can see here around $6, around $4, but nothing of crazy value. And again, on one hand, we're just trying to build a master set. So our most important consideration is just pulling cards that we need. But of course, all things equal, we'd love to pull more valuable cards because those are cards we don't have to buy later if we're going to actually try to complete our master set just by buying the singles that we're missing. So this is an updated master set tally after 184 packs. So we've opened the 144 packs from the sleeved booster, sleeved case of the case of sleeved booster packs. And then we've opened now an additional 40 packs that came in the build and battle display. And so this is where our master set stands by rarity. For a long time, we've had the commons, uncommons, and regular rares. No surprise there. What's a little head scratching is that we're still missing 2 double rares. We've opened 184 packs. We've pulled, 32 double rares. And yet we've pulled so many duplicates that we're still actually missing 2. And in fact, one of the ones we're missing is the Teal Mask Ogrepon. That's the most valuable. That's hovering around, I think, $8 or $9 or something like that. So we're still actually missing that one. So that's a little frustrating. I would say Twilight Masquerade overall has been, Temporal Forces, I don't know, maybe we were in like the honeymoon stage of our channel, but I feel like Temporal Forces, it went really well. We pulled special illustration rares. We really made progress toward the master set. It really felt like we were pulling value. And even though the set overall is less valuable, I don't know, it just seemed like our experience was a little bit better as far as just progress. And with Twilight Masquerade, it's been hard. So again, just case in point, we're still missing 2 double. We've opened 184 packs and we're still missing 2 double rares. Even though we're pulling tons of double rares, we're just not getting the ones we need. On the other side there, you see illustration rares. We're about halfway there. We pulled 2 more, but we had those already. So we're pulling duplicates, but not the ones we need. We have pulled the Eevee, which is a nice bonus, the most valuable one. And we pulled the Chansey, which is another one of the chase ones, not as valuable, but still a cool one. And we've pulled the Growlithe. So we've pulled some good ones in the illustration rare category, but we didn't add any new ones in these 40 packs because we pulled doubles. So we're still at about halfway. Ultra rares were 2/3 of the way, so that's pretty solid. We're 14 of 21. Again, special illustration rares, we opened 184 packs. We've pulled 2 special illustration rares. So that is one thing. And we haven't pulled any of the 3 sort of top chase cards. And so we're still quite a ways away on those. Hyper rares, we're doing okay. We're halfway there. And again, we pulled the Buddy Buddy Poffin, which is a huge help when it comes to just, we don't need to go out and buy that card. A-specs, we're full now. We have all 6. And reverse hollows is another area I mentioned in our last video. I'm a little baffled. Like, we've opened 184 packs. And on one hand, we're 86% of the way there. As far as reverse hollows go, but in some ways we're only 86% of the way there. We're still missing about 20 reverse hollows, which is a little head scratching too after so many packs. So we're still on the hunt. Those won't be hard to pick up on the secondary market and not very expensive, but just I would kind of hope with Temporal Forces, we almost pulled a second full set of reverse hollows. And with this one, we're kind of struggling to even just get, and we have doubles, of course, of many of them, but we're just missing 21 so far. Excuse me. So I did want to update our pull rate data. Again, this is just based on our limited experience. Of course, we know that we can't generalize this. It's 184 packs, but we're just your average run. I mean, I know 184 packs is a lot of packs to open. I'm not taking that for granted, but we're not a card shop or some famous YouTuber who's opening hundreds or thousands of packs of a particular set. So our effort, this is our just kind of tossing our information in. We've opened 184 packs. We've pulled 32 double rares, which works out to a pull rate of 1 in 6 packs. And I've rounded that up. I mean, that's, of course, these are decimals, but I like to work with whole numbers because it's a little easier to understand. So A-spec cards, we've pulled 7 out of 184 packs. So that's a roughly 1 in 26 packs. Illustration rares, we've pulled 13. So roughly 1 in 14 packs is an illustration rare. Ultra rares, a little more common. We pull them in about 1 in every 10 packs. And again, kind of the big thing, the special illustration rares, the cards that everyone is chasing, we've only pulled 2 in 184 packs. So that's at this point 1 in 92 packs for us. And so you get a sense of, if you're chasing a particular card, that's just any special illustration rare. We pulled 2. We pulled the Blood Moon Ursaluna, and we pulled the fire type Ogre Pawn. I'm forgetting all these like new complicated names, but we pulled those 2. So they're not, I mean, Blood Moon Ursaluna is, I think, the 4th or 5th most valuable card in the set, or 5th, 6th, maybe something like that. So that's not terrible, but these are just, we pulled 2. So if you're chasing the Greninja or the Carmine or the Perrin, we've opened almost 200 packs, and the 2 that we pulled, it could have been one of those 2, but in our case they weren't. So just, again, it underscores the fact that if you're chasing one particular card by ripping packs, especially if it's a rare card, you're probably better off buying it. But it's really hard. I get it that like spending $200 on a Greninja EX is just a lot of money to spend on a single card, especially knowing that if you're going to buy that card raw from someone, that if anyone pulled it, they're probably keeping it. And if they pulled it and they're reselling it, it's probably because it's not gradable. And so it's probably less of a valuable card in that sense. So anyway, hyper rares, we've pulled 3, which in Temporal Forces, hyper rare was by far the most difficult card type to pull. And in this case, we actually have 3 instead, more than special illustration rares. So we're doing a little bit better with the hyper rares when it comes to Twilight Masquerade. So updating our master set challenge after 184 packs, where do we stand with Twilight Masquerade? So overall, when you just look at the main series set, not looking at reverse hollows, you see that little graphic in the middle there. We are at 86%. So we've pulled 195 of the 226 cards. The total value of what we pulled, which does actually, the total value figure does incorporate the reverse hollows. We've pulled about $334 of value as of the recording of this video. Overall, our collection, if you add in the reverse hollows as well, we're at 321 of 373. So actually the same figure, 86%. We are missing, like I said, enough of the reverse hollows that adding them in doesn't actually change the overall number. So we're at 86% of a master set. And again, that it's kind of a good news, bad news thing, right? Like, that's, to the layperson, that feels pretty solid, right? 86% of the way there. But of course, as we know, the cards that are missing, we're missing a lot of the valuable special illustration rares. And, we are missing some other cards that are going to be pretty easy to pick up on the secondary market. And that actually leads me, that figure, $30.08, that's what we've made so far in net profits of reselling stuff that we didn't need. That number can be a little bit deceiving because all the duplicates we just pulled in the build and battle display, I haven't listed yet. So it's not a reflection, and some stuff is listed and hasn't sold. So, but $30, it doesn't seem like a lot, but because a lot of the cards we're missing are low value cards, that $30 can actually go a decent way in at least picking up those low-hanging fruit cards. Obviously that's not going to go too far into picking up some of the more valuable cards that we're still missing, but it's a down payment, or it's a start, right, on picking up what we need. So I wanted to just do a check-in, even just for myself, about where we're at cost-wise, and just for this is all like, it's tracking our collection journey, and sort of for science and for experimentation and just for the fun of collecting and trying different ways to build a master set. But hopefully it's also instructive for you guys as you think about how you build a master set. So again, we spent about $400 on the sleeved case. I'm saying we spent about $100 actually on the packs, because some of the value of the build and battle display is wrapped up in the promos, which I want separately. I kind of collect those on the side. So I'm saying we spent about another $100 at least on the pack portion of the build and battle display. So we spent roughly $500 on products to open for the Master Set Challenge. And then you can see I've reproduced the graphic on the right-hand side. We, per collector, the collector app, the value of what we pulled in the master set is around $334. We've made another $30 in net profits from things we've resold. So that's $364 is kind of the value of what we've gotten out of what we've opened. And so you can see we're kind of at a deficit. And this is probably to be expected. You should never expect to like have more after you've opened packs than you did before it was, when it was sealed. But at the same time, with Temporal Forces, maybe we were just lucky or quirky, but our resale, there was a lot of stuff that was resellable, not just the ultra rare or like the shiny cards in Temporal Forces, but there were a lot of trainers and commons and uncommons that sold really well for us. And so we made more money back from Temporal Forces that we could put back into the collection. And again, I think we were maybe just lucky because we pulled some of the high value special illustration rares in Temporal Forces. So we didn't have to, that helps us in two ways. It increases the value of our master set. And what we spent at the front end, it increases that kind of return on investment, but it also means that's a card we don't have to buy with our own money after the fact if we want to get to a master set. So Temporal Forces, we ended up, after the full master set challenge, we were only 3 cards short of a master set once you figured everything we pulled, plus the money that we made reselling stuff that we put back into the master set. We ended up really close to a master set. With Twilight Masquerade, unless we get lucky and pull some of these high value cards, we're going to end up much further away, I think, from a master set. So I wanted just to update kind of where our progress has been. After 36 packs, we were 58% of the way there. After 72 packs, 77%. After 108 packs, 80%. After 144 packs, up to 85%. But you can see, and this was kind of the same thing with Temporal Forces, is that once you get to the sweet spot of maybe like 4 booster boxes worth of packs, your progress on a master set really slows down, because you're at this point, you're pulling duplicates and you're really just hoping to pull stuff that you don't already have. And you're hoping to pull those valuable cards that you don't have already. But as far as like pulling new cards that you can add to the master set, I mean, our master set is pretty saturated with the low value cards. And so now it's really just a question of trying to pull those extra cards, those higher value cards that we need. And so that I have that question mark there, like what's the next thing we're going to do for this challenge? And probably, at least as I'm thinking about it now, just one more week of, sorry, my dog is squeaking on his squeaky toy, the perils of recording at home. So what I think we're going to do for our next edition of the Twilight Masquerade Master Set Challenge, now that we've opened the sleeve booster case and we've opened the build and battle display, is I do like to open at least one of the kind of the main set of products because they have the promo cards, and I do collect promo cards. And so you got to get those promo cards one way or another. They're not that expensive to buy on the secondary market, but there's something about just like you get to buy like a 3-pack blister, you get the promo that you need, and then you have 3 more packs to open. And I can get most of these products below MSRP. We have a local card shop who sells stuff at a pretty steep discount. So I can get those 3-pack blisters for $10 each. I can get the single pack blisters for $5, which is maybe a little closer to market. But again, you get the coin and the card plus the extra pack. And then the ETB, I don't always, I open fewer ETBs than I used to, because you also have the stuff you have to deal with. You've got some people like to open at least one because you have the ancillary products that are helpful. It does have a promo card, but again, it's not a valuable promo. But I think what I will do for this next edition of chasing our master set is I'll open one of each of these kind of main series products, and then we'll kind of see. That'll be a total of 23 packs. So not a ton more packs, but it'll get us over the 200 pack mark. And we'll just kind of keep our fingers crossed, and maybe we'll have some luck with some of these packs. So that's what we'll report on next week. We'll open these 23 more packs and we'll report, and then we'll kind of go from there. It might be the point at which, and also we have the $30 to work with, and hopefully some more money soon as I list the remaining duplicates and other products that we have. And so the hope is that I'm going to start taking that money and buying the singles that we're missing. And so we'll have an update. We'll maybe do next week a report on the 23 packs, and then maybe one final update about, our spending on some of the other cards that we need. And then we'll just kind of go from there. So anyway, thanks for following along with the channel. Thanks for following along our master set challenge for Twilight Masquerade. Again, please comment on how you collect master sets, or, what do you think about what we're doing? And keep your eyes on the channel for other videos. We have our Teaching Tuesday videos, and we have our Wildcard Wednesday videos, and we will have a father-son video this Friday, which I'm excited to show you guys. And so, we have lots of content coming on the channel. So thanks for following, and we'll talk to you soon.